Let's talk about the basics of web hosting, domains, and a domain email. Three key pieces that make your online presence work together seamlessly. Today, we're going to talk about domains, web hosting, and your domain email using the analogy of a home or a house. So let's dig into it. What is a domain? Think of a domain as your website's address on the internet. It's a unique name that people type into their browser in order to find you. For example, www.yourbusiness.com. This is ultimately how users can recognize and navigate to your website. And without a domain, you can think of it like not having a physical address for people to come and visit you at your home. Now let's move on to web hosting. Web hosting is more like the land where your website lives or the rent that you pay to have that physical space. More literally, it's space on an online server where all of your important website files are stored. This includes your website copy, images, data, functionality, links. All of that information is stored on a cloud so that when somebody types your domain name into their browser and your website pops up, all of that information is readily available for your user to consume and interact with dynamically. So in short, your domain would be kind of like your address, whereas your hosting is really the home itself. Without hosting, you don't have anywhere to actually contain all of your website contents. Therefore, website hosting is a mandatory part of your website process. Even if you own your domain, you will need to purchase website hosting in order to make that domain live and usable and actually connect to a space where users can interact with your website. Now let's talk about the concept of a domain email. So simply put, a domain email is a professional email address that matches your domain name. So as you can recall, something along the lines of yourbusiness.com. So your domain email could be something like contact, support, or hello@yourbusiness.com. Having a domain email really adds credibility to your brand and brings that level of professionalism when interacting with clients and prospective clients. And so now let's bring it all together and discuss exactly how these three key elements actually work together in practice. Number one, your domain. It directs people to your site. Number two, your hosting service that stores your website information and makes it accessible to all of your users on the internet. And third, your domain email, which allows you to communicate professionally and effectively with anybody who you come in contact throughout your business journey. So that's how these three pieces work hand in hand to build your online presence and to make sure your website and your communication are polished and professional.